Nice and bright in Debbie. Is that lights or is the sun out there?
It's just lights.
All right. So we are live on Facebook and YouTube. Let me click the go live button on Instagram, and hopefully this microphone is not playing up on Instagram either. Tom's here. Good morning, Tom. Welcome Monday morning. Let's get energized. I'm thinking let's do a little bit of cleansing and clearing. We haven't done a bit of self-massage for a while, so I thought that would be a nice start, obviously with our movement, and then we'll do some seated breath work to finish. We might do some energizing breath work as well, some breath holds, if that's comfortable for you, and also breath of fire. So I thought I'd just make it a little bit energizing this morning after a little bit of cleansing and clearing. So finding your space where you are not going to be disturbed for the next 30 minutes and where you've got room to, let me just move that camera out a little bit, there we go. There we go, where you've got room to spread out that way, and we'll do a little bit of shaking. I'm just going to move that camera up a little bit because it's a little bit low, so keep that shaking going on. I've been recording a webinar video for the Oxygen Advantage instructor training this weekend, and something that I thought would take me, oh, I can do that in an hour. It's been all weekend, so the camera's a little bit out of focus, but that will give us a little bit more room. Good, so just shaking out. Breathing easy. Think of using the legs to pump that energy around the body, and using the arms, and also using the spine. So don't be afraid just to let that head go a little bit. And then if it feels comfortable for you, just heels, getting those heels just tapping into the ground, so really get that vibration going through the body. Let's do a couple of cleansing and clearing breaths. That is where we take a nice full breath in through the nose and let it go. And let it go. And slowing it down, opening up the palms, standing tall without being rigid. Letting the breath settle. Pulling down the sky, calm breath in. Looking up, reaching your heart up towards the sky as well. A little bit of resistance, breath out. This is in and out through the nose. Raising the bubbling springs, light fist, and then coming onto the balls of the feet, and then drop. Again, light fist, balance, balls of the feet, bubbling spring, and drop. And I'm going to fall forward and drop. See how long we can go. So slow breath in, balance, 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 then drop. So see how long you can go. Everybody's going to be different on this. So breathing in. Maybe a little hold at the top and drop. And then have a good shake out your legs. Feet shoulder width. Knocking. Tom's getting warm there on Zoom. His hoodie's coming off. Softening into the knees, into the ankles. Tall through the spine. Effortless breathing. Bring the arm that swings across the front into that light fist again and just tapping on that lung point. Imagine the tip of the lungs. Cupping the hand now that swings across the front and getting right into the shoulders. You have to drive a little bit more from the center. We still want those arms to be relaxed, shoulders relaxed. Back down to your lung point. And then down across the belly. Slowing into water waves. A real contrast. If we can slow the breath as well, without forcing. Still feeling very comfortable, but just gradually slowing the breath with the movement. Debbie's getting warm now. The temperature's obviously increased up there in the United Kingdom. Or you're just doing more energy work this morning than usual. And slow it down. Let's do palms towards the ground. Roundness in the elbows, tall through the spine. Bit of picking cherries, so reaching up. Remember, we're not just hiking the shoulder up, we're thinking about lifting the rib cage away from the hip, getting that expansion through the rib cage. Feel the expansion through the whole of that rib cage. And then we're looking up and you're picking cherries off a tree. So you're doing it quite gently, because you don't want to squash all the cherries. Can't beat a nice cherry on a bit of Greek yogurt and a bit of granola. I was just thinking about that. Can get some cherries. for breakfast. See if you can reach up a little bit higher without forcing, without straining. Feel how you are lengthening that spine, lengthening the muscles in the lower back, the rib cage, gently lengthening. One more on each side, and then rest. Spinal cord, breathing in, breathing out. Think of connecting the movement of the sacrum to the movement of the cranium, the movement of the head, base of the skull. Breathing, as the name suggests, with the spine. Remember, whatever we're doing, there's that very subtle micro movement through the spine as we breathe in and as we breathe out. So have a rotate to one side on your next inhale. And just do a couple of breaths down the side. Still get that pelvis tilting. It's not as obvious to tilt the pelvis when you're doing this breath down the side. This is nice for the hips. Just come back to center when you're ready. And then we can do the other side. And center again when you're ready. And finishing off. Moving into dog wags the tail. Just gently shifting, using the ground, pushing the ground away, keeping that pelvis parallel to the ground. And then just freeing up the spine. The spine wave all the way from the base of the spine through the middle back, the lower back, the middle back, upper back. And then of course remembering that the neck is part of the spine, so just letting that head gently, not forcing it, move side to side. And it's the momentum of moving from the center that creates that wave, that ripple through the spine. I'm not using my shoulders, I'm not using my head. It's everything comes from the center. And then have a shake out. We're going to do a little bit of self-massage. If there's anything that feels uncomfortable, don't do it. But we're going to start off, and again, it might sound a little bit loud here because I've got that little radio mic there. We're just going to go either side of the sternum. You can either use your fingertips or you can use your knuckles. And it may stimulate that cleansing and clearing breath. You may want to do a breath in and a breath out. Or you might just want to breathe naturally. You might just want to breathe easy. But the idea is you're not hyperventilating. You're just almost like a change of state. It's like a nice breath in. Maybe you want a little hold at the top and then a breath out. We're going to come to that long point now that we were tapping on when we were doing our rotation. You're just going to bring a couple of fingers, find that sweet spot in there underneath the collarbone and give yourself a little circles in there, a little massage. And then we're going to swap sides. You might feel one side is different to the other. And we're on, if you're thinking in traditional Chinese medicine, we're in a long point here, but if we're thinking anatomically, you're on that little pec minor muscle, which if you're doing a lot of work like this on a computer, you can really feel that difference one side to the other. So it might feel a little bit tighter. And then we're going to go into the lower back. So again, you can use fingers, or easier and nicer actually, just use your knuckles, but going either side of the spine there. We're not going on that lumbar spine, you're just going either side of the spine. Getting that blood flow, lymphatic drainage. Again, if you feel it encourages a cleansing and clearing, feel free to breathe in, breathe out. Go with what it feels. And then all of this self-massage feels good, but one of the really nice feeling ones is getting in the glutes, getting in the big glute muscles, particularly if you've done a long run or lots of exercise. And then we're going to do tapping, so you just got your arms open, tapping down the back and the side of the legs. Turning around, coming up on the inside of the legs. And then in the hips, that's another nice one, getting right in the fold of the hips there. Let's do that again. Back and side of the legs. Do one more on the legs. And then coming to the arms. So we're going to go down the outside, rotate. If you've got any watches or rings on, just be careful. The inside. Shoulder, outside, inside, one more, gets you warm. Other side. Oh, it feels nice in that shoulder. And just another good shake out, shake it all out. Slowing it down, slowing it down, slowing it down. Feels good. Feel all the tingling sensations. Blood flow, lymphatic drainage, energy, unblocking any sticky bits within the body. Breathing in. Breathing out. Taking your feet a little bit wider than shoulder width. And we'll aim to have the feet parallel. Again, if that does too much twisting with the legs and you've got weird things going on with the knees and the ankles and the hips, let your feet turn out a little bit. If it's comfortable to have them parallel, that's fine. And we're just going to slide down the thighs, resting on the thighs, but you don't have to rest on the thighs. So you can literally lift your hands up from the thighs and then resting, what's that? A forearm. Resting your forearm on the thighs and then see if you can just lift that upper body a little bit. So again, low down and then lift the upper body and then just let the arms swing there. So we're doing a little bit of the water buffalo. It's different to the horse stance that we've been doing on a Wednesday, but you've got that chest lifted. You could look over there, you could look over there, but you're relaxing the shoulders there. And I'm not just looking with my head like that, I'm looking with my body. I'm moving my center to look side to side, not just moving the head. From there, squeeze the air out. So I'm actively using my diaphragm to blow the air out. So it's almost like you're pulling, in Pilates, let's say, pulling the navel towards the spine. Think deeper than that, think diaphragm, think. I'm not just using the abdominal muscles, I'm really deep. Let's do a couple more. Breath in. Squeeze all the air out. The breath will naturally, air will naturally flow back in. You don't even have to think about breathing in. Let's do one more. And your legs will be going, oh, I'm really working my thighs and my legs now. Slowly come up to standing. Let's do pulling down. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Go slowly. No rush. If you've got any blood pressure issues, if you feel a little bit dizzy, you don't have to do the pulling down. Just slowly come up. So here we are using some active breath to energize, to put our body into stress in a good way. Hormetic stress, not chronic, horrible thinking, feeling stress. Remember, stress isn't necessarily, well, isn't a bad thing. We need stress. Same thing, we're going to fold our hips back, slide down onto the thighs first, with the hands on the thighs first. Keep that chest lifted. And then down, forearms resting, and then again lift that upper body. You can rotate from your center side to side, so we're not down here looking at the floor. And then just hang, water buffalo, hang, release the shoulders, just hang those arms there. We're going to do rapid fire breaths now. We're going to do 10. So it's breath in to start, and then a long exhale. And we just stay at the bottom of that exhale for a moment. And then just let the breath flow in when you need to. So after the 10, we do a long exhale, stay at the bottom, pause at the bottom until you feel that urge to breathe. Don't think of it as a hold. Don't strain the body. Don't think of it as a hold. It's stay there until you go, oh yeah, really going to enjoy that next breath in. Let's just come up again just to give your legs a little bit of a rest. Pulling down. Nice and slow and steady. So whenever we're doing anything that is stressing the system, particularly with the breath, but anything, exercise, remember contraindications. It's not about killing yourself. It's not about pushing and forcing. It's about challenging. It's about improvement, but it's not about hurting yourself. We don't want to hurt ourselves. If you injure yourself, if you strain yourself, you just can't do it, or you don't enjoy doing it. So we want to do stuff that we're maybe not comfortable with, but we find we can do uncomfortable stuff comfortably. That's what we're aiming for when we are energizing. Do it again. Last one, sliding down. We're not going to have any time for any seated breath work because I've waffled on and done too many different things today. Resting on the thighs. Again, you can lift your arms off, so I'm not forcing, I'm not putting a lot of pressure down there. Gliding down, forearms on thighs, and then just lifting the upper body, lifting the chest a little bit, but relaxing the shoulders, letting the arms just dangle. 10 rapid fire breaths, 11 exhale everything. Stay at the bottom till you need to take a breath. So let's go. Breath in. Long exhale. Stay there, have a rest. And then you might, oh yeah, I want to take a breath. Enjoy that next breath through the nose, let the breath settle. Slowly, 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 squeezing the muscles of the legs. Squeezing, squeezing, squeezing. You can stay there if you start to feel a little bit dizzy, or if you're comfortable doing pulling down. Breathing in. Breathing out. And then finishing off the practice, linking your thumbs, resting on that lower dantian, on just below the belly button, on the lower abs, bringing the feet together now. Closing your eyes. And just allowing your body just to unwind. You know, standing posture, bamboo in the wind. And taking a full breath, expanding the ribs and the lungs, opening your stance, opening your eyes, and then just a very gentle rush down. Excellent. Hopefully energized you for the day ahead and the week ahead. So whatever you're up to for the rest of the day, Have a good time, enjoy yourselves. Thanks as always for joining the sessions. I really appreciate your support, and I will see you Wednesday for our movement. Be prepared for some horse stance. So we're really going to work on that strength and stability. Have a good day. Ciao. See you later. Bye.